Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teachers Do. Today I have with me Foxy and Step Nerd.
Hello.
And today we are continuing going over, following up last time's lesson of Superman Savage Dragon. That one was in Metropolis. This one is on Dragon's turf of Chicago, and this is their first meeting. This is back. If you remember during the last one, they said that Savage was an ex-cop. This is back when he was a cop. This is all set during the earliest days of Superman. Originally, I said it was during the Burn era. It's more or less during the post-Burn, but still earliest eras of it. The first couple of years of post-crisis Superman.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yep. Oh yeah. Let's look at this cover for a second. Erik Larsen, painted by Alex Ross. Beautiful.
It is.
It is really good though. The details are much better.
The explosions.
The explosions.
Exactly.
It's just much cleaner. You know, just the artwork in general, not even just the colors or the painting.
Exactly.
The actual characters, they're not so blocky and bulky. They actually look really good.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's just start. Sorry?
Is it just me, or why do they have such tiny feet? Like they have such small feet.
Perspective.
But their bodies are so big.
I know.
That is an off perspective because Superman's leg, if you look at it long enough, it is weird.
And well, like Savage Dragon's other leg is like a whole 1.5 to 2 feet closer to us, and it's still small.
Remember, it's just image artwork.
Yeah, I get it. It's still good.
That's funny.
But anyway, so yeah, it's worse than I thought. Stryker Island's prison is in the midst of a riot and that much I knew, but it looks like a war zone. Great Scott! Looks as though every foe I've ever fought is involved in a full-scale prison breakout. Some of those villains have no business being here. They must have come to Stryker's Island to help free the prisoners. No time for subtlety. Hold it right there! There's too many of them. It doesn't seem possible to stop them all, but I've got to do everything in my power to try. Look, and Siphon attacking me physically, but that's fun. Take this, Superman! I have to keep focused, stop as many as I can, and pick up the rest later. This ought to slow most of them down. Not so fast, Superman. Those with real powers will shrug it off, but at least a good portion of them will be out for no dice. Clashed one of Lex Luthor's robots. We faced each other in the past, but what is it doing here? We have all my foes join forces. Doesn't make sense. Superman, are you okay? What happened? It was like an invasion. An army of your greatest foes showed up and tried to break out more of your foes. A number of the prisoners escaped. Parasite, Metallo among them. I've never seen anything like it. You managed to hold a few of them, but even more surprising, many were simply left behind. Whoever was behind this caper seemed to pick and choose who would stay and who would go. We found Kilgrave alone in a corner, muttering to himself. The prisoners don't seem to recall what happened. They appear to be in some kind of daze. Strange, and not a clue as to what went on. Blast! I just want to make sure I got the pages are going right. Yep, just wanted to double check.
Nice.
I'm not in a very good mood. Another lousy day and a pretty decent string of lousy days. Now some break-in at high-tech labs has me missing the game. Needless to say, I'm not too thrilled about it. Freeze! Right. Dragon! And who? Don't sweat it, sister. It's just the Windy City's answer to your own boy in blue. No big deal. Just my luck. A heaping helping Metropolis heavies have hightailed it over to Chicago to join forces with the vicious circle. This can't be good. Stop where you are. You're all under arrest. Bad chance, cop. Dragon, look out. I'm on it. Try trading someone else's power, Parasite. Mine aren't up for grabs. As for the rest of you, I'd advise you surrender. You won't like the alternative. Fool! If bullets couldn't stop us, we wouldn't be here today. Metropolis would have no need for its man of steel. And the bodies of the Chicago police wouldn't be pounded to the pulp at the hands of Metallo. That's not in the cards, pal. You're going downtown, and you're going down. If bluster and bravado were the determining factors, that may very well be true. Such is not the case. Boom! Lights go dim. The bad guys make off whatever they came for. Everything goes black. What happened? Dragon? Dragon! Metropolis, the Daily Planet, the great metropolitan newspaper where Superman works in disguise as mild mannered reporter Clark Kent. What's going on out there? It seems that a lot of Superman's foes just joined and powerful adversaries have joined forces. What could it be up to? Now remember, by this point, Lois does not know.
Right. She has no idea.
Yeah. Are you okay, Clark? You seem... Big story, people! It looks like several of Superman's greatest foes have left Metropolis and are causing trouble in the second city. Hey, the mayor of Chicago has asked Superman to help deal with the influx of villains into Chicago's notorious criminal organization, the Vicious Circle. Lois, I want you on the first plane to Chicago. There's one leaving in 45 minutes. Okay, Perry, I'm on it. I have to give you a rain check on dinner tonight, Clark. Okay, Lois, you be careful. Aren't I always? What about me, Chief? Bring me another cup of coffee. And don't call me Chief. Kent, rumor has it that Lex Luthor has his hands on Overlord's armor. Luthor's as crooked as the day is long, but the world thinks he's a legitimate businessman. Overlord was the leader of the Vicious Circle until Chicago's super cop Officer Dragon brought him down. In any case, you should look into it. Overlord's armor? Why would he have it? And to study, apparently. And apparently somebody thinks LexCorp would be the best and bet to unlock his mysteries. I think it's fallen into the wrong hands. And there's no coincidence. The Vicious Circle has recruited the most nefarious criminals in the world, while Luthor has control of the armor of the organization's most powerful leader. I may be Superman, but even I can't be in two places at once. The Luthor situation poses no immediate threat, disturbing as it is. Besides, I've already made plans to fly to Chicago. This is so exciting. I can hardly believe that I'm actually going to meet him. Superman, the man of tomorrow. Unbelievable. I've had a crush on him for years. What girl doesn't? He's young, he's handsome, he can fly, and he's coming here to help clean up Chicago. Dragon, you must be pretty thrilled to have the world's greatest superhero come lend you a hand. Dragon, he doesn't look too thrilled to me, Frank. What's the problem, big guy? Superman, I'm sick of hearing that name already. Why are they setting out for the big blue Boy Scout? It's not like he's made the big apricot crime free. I've always been able to handle things in Chicago before. Really excited to bring to you, Superman, where the Man of Steel himself is preparing to make an announcement that, well, nice to meet you as well, Lieutenant Darling. I've heard good things about you. You've really helped turn the Chicago Police Department around. Just trying to do my part, Can I get your autograph, Superman? It's for my mother. Don't look so glum, Dragon. Everybody reacts to Superman like that when they first meet him. It looks like the whole city has come out to greet you, Superman. I don't think we can contain the audience for much longer. If you could just say a few words. I'm truly humbled by the outpouring of support that you've shown to me. I only hope that I can rise to the challenge and bring peace to this fair city. Are there any questions? Yes, Miss Lane. Do you have any idea why so many of your enemies have come to Chicago? I wish that I do. How long are you prepared to stay in the city? As long as it takes. Hey, Superman, over here. I have one. How come you wear your underwear on the outside of your pants? That's a legitimate question.
Got him.
Miss Fowl. Parasite, relax. Soon the city will be in our hands. Soon it will belong to the Vicious Circle. Vicious Circle. I don't work for the Vicious Circle. I should be in charge of... Enough. I'll have no more dissension in the ranks. My authority is not to be challenged here. Take him away. Let this be a lesson for all of you. Powerhouse, deal with the parasite. What troubles you, Sebastian? Pray it doesn't interfere with my plans. It shouldn't. But time is of the essence. I'm weary, Horde. This half-life that I'm living has left me drained. Parasite must have absorbed some of Dragon's immunity to your worms. He may not be as useful as we'd hoped. Perhaps we better siphon off the power he's absorbed and pass him on to me. So in other words, the Superman's bones are under control from this guy's worms.
Okay, that makes sense.
How soon until our siphon device is operational, Data Man? Soon, Cyberface, soon. All pieces are here. It's a matter of them together.
Data Man and Taserface and Cyberface.
Now to point out, this is during the point where Lex is dying because of the kryptonite ring.
Oh, sounds like about peanut. Right.
Yep, I'm dying. The kryptonite ring that I made to keep Superman in check cost me a hand, thanks to the radiation it emitted. But now it appears it will cost me my life as well. I'm dying, but that doesn't mean that I need to surrender. Before me lies my salvation. Antonio Seghetti constructed an armor that kept his feeble body going beyond its natural life. He downloaded his very essence into the armor, as could I. It stands before me now, the most powerful man-made armor on the face of the earth. Booby traps inactive, just waiting for the right man to get into it. So at this point, we should make this very clear. Lex has nothing to do with anything else going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pointing it out because how Superman acts later comes off a little off.
Like he
It's
thinks
beautiful.
Lex is behind it
You'll see when we get there.
all. Okay.
Beautiful, isn't it? Get looser. He's surrounded by a bevy of knockout dames, and he's busy scoping out Overlord's pajamas. Shut up, Nixon. Antonio Seghetti climbed the ranks to become the leader of Chicago's mob. Once Freak started overrunning the city, he had a suit of armor made so that he could maintain his leadership. A freak cop working in conjunction with Seghetti's second in command shut him down, using a sequence of pressure points designed to disarm the battlesuit. Surely, with the genius at my disposal, I can eliminate those fail-safes. We've already mended the damage caused to it by Officer Dragon and have discovered how to recalibrate it for someone other than Seghetti. Just imagine what I could do with that kind of power. It's the vicious circle, freaks! Stop them! The armor. I've got to save the armor. Move it, guys! Let go! What the? Freeze, dirtbag! The armor! Grab him! What just happened? I understand that you don't want somebody else coming in here and telling you how to do things. That's not what I'm trying to do here. There's a job that needs to be done, and I want to help in any way I can to. Superman, Dragon, the vicious circle broke into Luthor's place back in Metropolis. Overlord's armor has disappeared. Luthor can't be found either. They're still poking through the rubble. What? You big idiot! While you sat around here on your cape, Luthor's pad was raided back home. You useless sack of Dragon, give the poor guy a break. He can't be everywhere. He may be Superman, but even he can't be in two places at the same time. Dragon? What is it, Dragon? What do you have against Superman? He's an overrated pinhead, showboating beauty queen. He flies in here and everybody just moons over him like he's the second coming. But he's just an incompetent boob. He doesn't know the city. He doesn't know the vicious circle. He doesn't know Jack, and that makes him a menace to Chicago and a hindrance to me. He's a vigilante and a spandex-wearing pretty boy who grabs all the glory while stiffs like me do all the work. He's hardly a vigilante. Superman's empowered not only by the local authorities, but by the federal government as well. You two have a lot in common. You're both fighting for truth, justice, in the American way. You're both strangers in a strange land with powers far beyond those of normal men, fighting for the lives of the common man. Yeah. Look, Miss Lane, we're all mighty impressed by the dashing good looks and the public acceptance. Oh, come off it. It's not like you've been dealt such an awful hand. You're far from hideous. Yeah, right. You know what I think? I think you're just jealous. Well, duh.
So he, to me, is Marv from Sin City.
Yep. A bit of Marv, if Marv had a bit more of a brain in his head.
For sure.
Right.
But he comes off as Marv and he reminds me of him. I'm just waiting for him in my mitts.
My mitts. But yeah, hey, Ingrid and I have gone over the Sin City movies, and we just did a review today for the first one.
Oh yeah!
Hell yeah! Awesome.
I know you did the whole.
Yeah, but then on Saturday, and then tomorrow we'll be doing the Game to Kill For, which I gotta be honest, the main story that didn't do it for me, but the original stories were the best part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. I got into it, but there were parts that I was like, no.
Ava Green being the biggest problem.
For sure.
Okay, can I say this quickly? Ava Green, can I tell you I know you have a problem with her stuff, but can I see what the problem was? She's too willing to say yes to everything that the directors wanted.
She's overrated, and
no. I'm not going that far. I'm saying it's because she was too willing to do anything that directors asked her to do, and that meant that all the gratuitous nudity that didn't need to be that much. So I think it's more like she's too open to everything.
See, but that's where I'm going with it, though. She said yes to everything, but she said yes to every role that she could in that time frame, and every single one of them wanted her to get naked, and she did it every single time. It's like everything that she was in that time frame showed her boobs or her body.
If she, except for Casino Royale.
Yeah, the one.
Well,
And she still had her cleavage all out, didn't she?
I would say this though: if her acting was more like how she was in 300: Rise of an Empire, it would have been so much better.
It would have been fine.
so in Penny Dreadful is the only thing I really like her in. I don't know if you've seen that.
I
show.
still love her. I still love her in Casino Royale. I think she
I've
did.
never
There's a reason.
seen that.
I'll say there's a reason why she's considered by many diehard Bond fans to be one of the top Bond girls.
I could see her being a Bond girl, but
Yeah,
that's
is.
typecasting. And
Exactly.
like that
No.
sexy. That's
No,
why I
no, no.
liked her.
Except she's not the traditional actiony Bond girl.
Yeah.
Still,
I
though.
get it. But again.
Okay. Anyway, we're off topic. We're off topic. The device is operational then, Octopus? Yes, and with a touch of a button, we'll be able to take control of Overlord's dormant armor to bring it here by remote control. The armor! It's here! As you no doubt, open face, but there's somebody in it. Indeed, the vicious circle still exists. Good. Take me to your leader. Cyberface isn't gonna like this. You think? Great, just great. So tell me, my city goes up in a ball of fire. Are you gonna go home right away? Or are you going to break out the marshmallows and roast a few before you hit the road? I don't see why you even go on patrol. Give me strings. Don't you just sit in a donut shop and use your telescopic x-ray vision to look for bad guys from the comfort of a quarter boost? I could be spending some quality time with a half dozen raised glaze right now instead of freezing my... That's enough. We're both on the same side here. We're both trying to do... Oh, come off it. There's no point trying to sweet talk me, spit curl boy. I'm on to you. This isn't about saving Chicago. It's about saving your rep. You just can't stand the idea of a freak cop from Chicago dragging in your precious Rose Galley, kicking and screaming. You couldn't care less about Chicago. You're wrong, Dragon. Dead wrong. Save it for the rubes, Boy Scout. I'm not buying it. Do it. Thank you, my friend. It seems all of our efforts weren't wasted. The stolen components have allowed me to be able to siphon off energy from Parasite, even as he takes powers from others. But I fear it won't be enough. No, but that's we went in the trouble of the Superman. Here, it may take all of his power to save me. This suit and it's a man who has taken my place. Hi, Cyberface. Didn't mean to barge in like that, but you see. Step aside, usurper. It's time for Overlord to again assume command of the vicious circle. He's back. Overlord's dead. Dragon killed him, and I gave Dragon the instruction on how to do it. Who is this fool? It seems that we both have found a means to prolong our lives, Khan. Were you not found dead in your cell, a victim of a rare and deadly poison? Whoever you are, I'm not... a nice try, whoever you are, but I'm not buying it. Little matter, I suppose. I must... He's hurt, dying, yes. And if you want to see him live to draw another breath, you'll swear your allegiance to me. This doesn't make sense. Any of it. Those criminals don't get along, or shouldn't. They have separate conflicting agendas. Why would they ignore that and join forces? What would possess them to join a gang of thugs like the Vicious Circle? It just doesn't add up. Neither does calling in you, Twinkle Toes, when half the town has walls painted with lead, and you haven't got anything in that noodle of yours but an empty pit and a space for rent sign. What are you trying to say? That your bad guys are too good for the vicious circle? Anybody with that much power behind them could take over the world, fancy pants. Maybe your old sparring partner finally wised up to that fact. You'll have to excuse Officer Dragon. He's not used to working with a partner. I'll vouch for that. Look, I appreciate everything you've done. Frankly, I think it would be a lot more effective if I just scoured the city on my own. But it's something I said. Has anyone had any luck locating Luthor or the Overlord armor? Sorry, nothing so far. Blast it! I'm tired of just standing around doing nothing. That makes two of us. I'm tired of you standing around doing nothing too. I'm going out. If you drop by the laundry, could you pick up a couple of shirts for me? I didn't mean to chase him off like that. Guess I overdid it. I hope he knows what he's doing. Don't worry, Dragon. He can handle himself. Maybe he can. If he's everything he's cracked up to be, and maybe I'll end up with egg on my face and crow on my plate. Beats the alternative. Last thing I want is is those clowns taking out the big dope and leaving me to pick up the pieces. I hate to say it, but Dragon's right. My X-ray vision is almost useless here with all the lead-lined walls. Still, unless these characters are spending all of their time indoors, I'm bound to see something eventually that will lead me in a direction. It's a puzzle. The only possible reason I can think of for these fools that come to Chicago is to draw me here. But why? Why here? Greetings, Superman, from one man of steel to another. Overlord, bright boy, a pity it won't do you any good. You gotta hand it to the fella. The man was out there for 15 minutes and he managed to find a whole mess of bad guys. Or they found him. Let's roll. Wait! Superman. Miss Lane, if I didn't know any better, I think you had a thing for Superman. No, I'm engaged. Superman's a thing of the past, and I'm worried about him. So I'm guessing this is right between him. I'm getting engaged, but before he revealed. Or maybe she does know.
All right.
Yeah.
It seems like she either
But this
does
is still before
know-
the death. This is still before the death.
Right. It's like it.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Wow. That's
Oh,
crazy.
really cool. I like
Freaking
that.
Silver Banshee too. Wow.
This the hell? Does this girl always does that? Something's wrong. And it's not just Silver Banshee either. Brainiac, not to mention your mop-headed evil twin here. Usually the evil twins go for the gold teeth. This guy really missed the mark. All of your bad boys, robots. Not all of them. But it seems that whoever isn't a robot is being controlled some way. Siphon and Dreadnought were used purely as muscle. Neither utilize their power to a full extent. And we can count our blessings for that. You'd think that between the two of us, we'd be able to put up a pretty decent fight. You'd be right for a minute or two. Considering the odds, it was only a matter of time. The dragon's down, or nearly so. I don't have any options. Any good ones, anyway. If I fly out of here, I may save my own skin. The dragon will be helpless. And if I stay and fight, we'll both... And so it ends. Nothing could happen. I mean, how could it? He's Superman, the Man of Steel, the Metropolis Marvel. How could anything happen to him? He'll be fine. They'll both be fine. Dragon hasn't let me down yet. They'll be fine. The two of them tore into the vicious circle. Unconscious members are being carted off by the truckload. Lieutenant Darling, what is it? It's Alex Wild, sir. She followed them. She tailed Dragon and Superman. They're holed up down in the underground. Most of the vicious circles are there. Overlord, too.
Oh, wow.
I'm awake and wired for sound. Cyberface is still hooked up to me and the big blue Boy Scout. It's showtime. Suddenly the lights go dim. I start getting the light pumped out of me. Superman too. Cyberbase, he's taking it all in. Luckily I got backup. That's enough of that. This ends now. Get down. And you've just got to love that girl. Dragon, Superman, help. Ain't nobody gonna help you, sister. Pause for dramatic effect. And action. Drop the woman now. It's good advice. I'd listen to that guy. Might I further recommend you hightail out of here? Just try to be helpful. The man tomorrow undermines a wall, collapsing it. The bad guys run for cover. Alex breaks free. So far, so good. No! Relax, Octopus. The Catonian's mine. Abner Cadaver. We'll pull him apart. Dissolve him before he can. Clam up, deadhead. Cadaver falls. And remarkably, Metal does as well. More evidence that Superman's battle buddies weren't siding with the vicious circle under their own free will. What does it take to bring you down? More than you can muster, alien. Ha! Gotcha! Not for long, Parasite. Ah! Thanks for the save, Soups. Allow me to return the favor. There are fail-safes installed in Overlord's armor. A series of pressure points when struck in the correct order that disable and shut down aspects of the suit. Ching, ching, ching! Done and done. And now I've got you. Oh, brother. Now, where were we? Luthor! Superman? What happened? You lost, Luthor. I've got you at last. See, that's what I mean. Right here, he feels like Luthor is behind his own, so now he can finally arrest him. And Superman would not be that gleeful.
No, he wouldn't be.
Especially when it's quite clear this wasn't Luthor. This never acted anything like Luthor.
Yeah, exactly. When
It was
he's
really the
literally
armor controlling him.
exactly, he's literally like, "Wait, what happened? Where am I?"
Now, granted, like that sometimes pulled up before, but here this is legitimate.
Yeah, exactly. This does not seem like an act.
Yep. The bad guys take off. Gateway gets them out of here. Cyberface included. While I test out a theory. What are you? Hold that pose, Sunshine. Bingo. Whoosh. Thanks for playing along. It's over, loser. You stepped over the line one too many times, and this time I caught you. I don't understand. What happened? How did I get here? Poor Superman. The bad guys went back to wherever bad guys go when they're not in my face. Cyberface is weak. The worms have been removed. Our scheme undone. Superman's foes are as they were, and the Man of Steel will soon return to the city from which he came. It's ended. The puppet leader of ours grows weaker. If a cure for his condition is not found soon, he will be lost to us. We'll have to find another way to help Sebastian Khan. But that will have to wait for another day. We've suffered terrible casualties today. Lucer walked. Clearly, he was under the influence of something or somebody. Under the circumstances, there was no way to hold him. Superman's not too happy about it. How'd I do? You did great, Alex. You saved both of us. All of this, just to get a piece of me. And as usual, Lex Luthor just walks away a free man. Where's the justice? Again, Soups! You're wrong. You couldn't be further from the wrong.
Yeah, right.
Look at you two. I can't tell if you won or lost. Won, lost. Sounds to me like there's a story in there somewhere. Why don't you three tell me all about it over dinner? My treat. And so the Man of Steel has feet of clay. He's not as perfect and as infallible as his press makes him out to be. I can relate to that. Turns out he's not such a bad guy after all. For a man who doesn't put on his underwear properly. So how was that one? Better than the first?
Yeah, because it clears some things up.
Definitely. I thought that was a little bit better too. Like the artwork is a little bit better. The story's definitely better. Kept me more entertained and like wanting to see what's coming next.
Yeah, I liked still though there were some parts that the artwork was it would change between faces and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That cracked me up too.
And
The
that-
cyber face and Data Man.
Yep. Again, this is 90s image purely.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But
Like you can tell.
yeah, but actually that bit with Superman at the very end made 0 sense. I thought that was like Larson wanting to just poke fun at how much he wants Superman to take him down.
Right. And how much he like really wants Luthor to end up in jail and he just always walks away.
I mean, that's true. Even Superman wanted that, but even then, in that case, he keeps saying like, all this was Luthor doing. Like, no, Soup, that had nothing to do with Luthor. You wouldn't convince yourself of that. Now, I should make this clear. This is not canon with Superman, but these one-shots are canon with Savage.
That's weird, but okay.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, no.
weird.
Basically, that's how Erik Larsen treats it. Any book that ties into Savage is canon within Savage. Even if it's not canon in their own book, he keeps the canon in his.
That's cool.
But yeah, but overall, this was the better story and better artwork, better so much because it felt. And I gotta say, Dragon did go through a nice arc.
Oh yeah,
A
definitely.
bit of a rushed arc because they felt like it was 3/4 of him bad mouthing.
Right. They definitely took their time about it just to like show his character more.
I like who he like his character and stuff.
Yes.
A lot. I never heard of him, so I definitely like him. I check him out more, and I just wish he didn't look like such a Hulk ripoff.
Yeah, right. He looks like the Abomination, just like a handsome man Abomination.
Mhm. Definitely. But yeah, overall, this was still a good story. Overall, nice,
Yeah.
fun.
This one, I'd say like 6.5, maybe a 7.
Yeah.
I say 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely like points above the last one for sure.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, but it shows that these kind of team-ups kind of work. Not perfect, but still works.
Right. You can do it where it works. You know.
They had a point to do it. Like
Right.
And this one had more of a point than the other one.
Yes,
sure.
Exactly.
The other one felt more like because usually when they do these crossovers, it's always one company does one does the other. That one was the DC book. This was the Image book.
Yeah, and the other one kind of seemed like they wanted to do like it seemed like a gotcha at the end instead of like a thought out story.
Yeah, it was all over the place.
Yeah. Whereas this one, at least, because it's the creator of Savage, he had a story and he's always been a Superman fan.
And it's cohesive, you know.
Yeah.
So,
and again, Savage, it's made very clear. He's the one in the wrong here.
Right.
Calling out Superman. It's like he doesn't know Superman. He's assuming a hell of a lot.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But the fact is, it's made very clear. He's the one in the wrong.
Oh, for sure.
But he admits it, though. He says, I'll probably be the one end up eating with egg on my face and crow on my plate.
Exactly. He knows. He knows that he talked a little too much trash.
So, yeah, that was this one. thank you all thank you both for joining me. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all in the next one.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Bye.
Okay, you want to get one more? There's one more I think you would like. It has nothing to do with Savage, but it does. It's a story that takes place tries to fit into continuity.
I am exhausted.
Oh,
if
okay.
you don't mind.
Okay, well, okay, I'll show you what it was going to be at least.
How long is it? Is it like
about as long as the other? So it'll be another half hour.
I mean, what do you think? I'm exhausted.
I can tell.
You okay? Fair enough. That's fine. We don't have to. I just want to show you, but how does it look though?
I do really want to, honestly. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to pass out on you.
If not, we could do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at the artwork here.
I really like this. Cool. Like, even with the